2. Check. Check, check. All right. I'm back here somewhere. Just starting up. I want to see if I can get a stream going, and let me get my chat window up. Dude, I've been so sick today. Oh, man. Hey, X is doing Trailblazer. Nice. Should have some music playing or something. Right? Isn't that the thing to do on a stream starting screen? And like some animations and shit. I should find some stuff to do that with. All right. So let's see. What am I doing tonight? I was going to here. Here I am. I was going to try some things with arrows today because I disabled bosses, boss charming, and I thought it might be cool to instance, let's call that. I thought it might be cool to do different things to charmed enemies based on what you do to them with arrows, and have the arrows buildable, because you can't use arrows for anything else in Pacifist. So I thought it might be fun to just retarget them for all work, and I'll just use the arrows that are there and just modify them. So right now what I'm doing is right now what I'm doing is just renaming and like hooking up a few things with the arrows that are in the game. So I start with arrow wood. Arrow wood. Okay. And then I'm going to go through all the list of arrows: flint arrows, bronze arrows, iron arrows, to allow the player to build these things and then use them to manipulate their thralls. And I think there could be some fun gameplay in that. But I guess we'll find out. Pacifist is still looking for its X factor, or whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it arrow. Arrow prefab. Like that. Okay, so prefab name, arrow. Could not find item drop on. Call that item drop. Then here's my description. I'm going to make the wooden Gondor. New name. Yep. And then the description, those struck with this evil splinter come under your thrall. And I looked it up. The Norse have a word for a projectile, either visible or invisible, that you can fire at somebody to perform magic on them. It's called Gondor. So in the interest of being somewhat Norse, I'm going to steal that Norse word Gondor and just use it to replace the word arrow. Thought it sounded cool. I'm sure it'll confuse people, but once you get used to making your Gondors, then you're good to go. So let's see. Description, new name. Description, new name. So I'm making a function right now called change arrow. And what I do, as soon as Valheim loads, I wait for the object database to open up. And then as soon as it opens up, I go in and I find all the arrows that I want to change, and then I rename them. I could potentially change their required station level, resources that they use. Right now, I'm only going to pass in one resource, and maybe I'll make them all just require one thing. Like an obsidian arrow just requires obsidian, or flint arrow just requires flint. But right now I'm just passing in wood while I'm about to. So prefab name, string ingredient, and then ingredient will be part of the recipe for that thing. Wood arrow, wood. So let's see if I can get this to work. Yeah. So pacifist mode. Okay, set it to be the item. I bet I don't even need to do that for the recipe. Or that, or that. Crafting station. I'm going to leave alone for now. I'm in station level. I may make everything craftable at the base station for that. And then the requirement. I wonder if I can patch that without mucking anything else up. We'll see. So I'm going to make the requirement 4 pieces of wood. That's ingredient, item drop, resource item is, yeah. Okay, so I'll start with this. So let's try patching the wood arrow. Arrow wood, then I think arrow flint to make it require 5 flint. Call that a flint Gondor. Thralls become harder. Thralls harden like stone. So what's the first thing that you want your thrall to do? Once you've charmed him, now you want to buff him. Is he better to have increased speed, increased strength, increased durability, or something else? I feel like durability in the early game is probably good, so I'm going to try having the Flint Gondors harden them. Okay. So it's not going to do anything yet. So I have code in here to check to see if I hit him with a wood arrow. And I'm going to have to change that to be, did I hit him with an arrow that I care about? So you can hit him with a wood arrow and nothing else at first. And once he's enthralled, then you can hit him with other stuff. Or maybe I just want the arrow, no matter what arrow you shoot, if it's not enthralled, and yeah, I think so. If it's not enthralled, it'll charm it and then apply its effect. But if it's already charmed and you hit it with that arrow of a different type, then it'll apply the effect to that thing. And I may use the status effect system for this, so it won't be durable. It'll just be a temporary buff that goes away, and you have to redo it. I'm not sure yet. But right now we'll just have them hit with arrows of wood. And then charm him. I don't know. I just need to see if any of this recipe and arrow stuff actually works. And then I'll see what I want to do about it. Let's see if anybody has started watching this stream after watching the last one. Last one was a total mess. I was streaming. I was struggling with some code. I'd done a couple things, and then I saw Thread was streaming because it popped up, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to watch Thread. So I fired up Twitch. I gifted him like 100 bits, and then I forgot I was streaming. So double dumbass on me for that, I guess. All right, so I've got a thralled guy. Let's see. I've got an arrow that says Wooden Gonder. Okay, so that works. I think I want to drop one, so I touch it. I think if I modify these things, I have... Yeah, it's taken as a new item. For whatever reason. I cannot craft a Wooden Gonder, though, because I didn't get a recipe, and so I'm curious as to why that is. You would think... I'm picking it up. I would know how to make it. Okay, so I borked something in the recipe for the Wooden Gonder. Let's see. Dev commands spawn flint. If I touch flint, I unlock a Wooden Gonder again. Which is odd. So, do I have a recipe? Now I have a recipe for a Wooden Gonder that requires flint. So it's clearly using Wooden Gonder and not... Is that what I actually typed into my thing? Probably. Flint Gonder. So why did it modify the Wooden Gonder? Arrow flint. Arrow wood. Oh, because the recipe is... So I think I just want recipe plus prefab name for now. I think the naming convention is consistent, so I see the flint arrow, but I didn't ever get... Do I need to spit out wood? And then touch that to get it now? You need to make a wooden arrow, just wood, right? I don't have a... Curious. So maybe this piece requirement thing is messing me up. Let's do nothing. So if I find a recipe, it'll print some crap to the arrow wood, arrow flint, wood flint, wooden gonder. Cloud era in Valheim. Bad. Okay. I'm tired, man. That's a boring thing to say. I'm tired. Something really boring like, I love my cat. It's like, yeah. Oh, shit. Learned something interesting working with a lot of Latino people in my job is that when you say, why can't I fire? Can't fire a wooden Gondor. Why is that? Interesting. All right, so anyway. No Gondor. Wooden Gondor. Spit one out. Okay, I got the recipe that time. So now I can craft it. Wooden Gondor. On flint. So what do I need? Spawn feathers. Spawn flint. So I got a flint axe, flint feathers, chopping block. Any recipes come out of that? No. So I'm unable to fire it because why? Oh, I was going to check the output. So I loaded. It should have spammed a little bit of information about the arrows. Where? Modified wood arrow to be thrall arrow. Modified wood arrow to be thrall arrow. Object DB awake patch. Right. Where do I print that? I print that. Okay. I print that there. But I'm not printing out all that other stuff. Why? Oh, did I delete that? I don't want to delete that. I think I fat fingered it. Vanilla recipe. No, it should be printing it. Yeah. Should be printing it right here. Recipe. Maybe I need to pass in the recipe name. Recipe arrow wood. Kill that. Log the recipe data. Recipe arrow wood. All right, let's look at the list and see what the recipes are called. That's the wrong window. Here's Gondor. The term Gondor is used for an object used in malicious sorcery. Sounded appropriate to me. It's malicious, I guess. I mean, I'm supposed to be peaceful, but... Okay, here are the arrows. In the Valheim data. I want this text. Can I clean this up? Yeah, I think I may simplify these recipes. So these are the names. I'm going to clean up this text a little bit. It's a tab. Oi, oi, oi. Let's replace all tabs. It's nothing. Okay, this text cleaned up. That means when I make arrows, I want to do these arrows. I wonder if Cookie's going to show up for her nightly dose of sleep. Kind of lull her to sleep again tonight. Kind of love that. What are we doing? Do it like this. One. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 10 more of these. Pardon me while I munge. And it's got to munge some text here. What I'm trying to do is save time, and I think all this fancy text manipulation is actually costing me time. I need 2 more. Alright, so that's bronze, carapace, yada yada yada. So those are the recipe names. Now let's make sure that the prefab names are for the arrows are the same. Arrow, wood, silver, poison, obsidian, needle, iron, frost, flint, fire, charred, carapace, and bronze. Yeah, they're the same. Well, that does make it easier. So I really can just do that. And then I don't have to pass that in. I've already got wood and flint. So I really can just do recipe, arrow, wood. So we'll have string substitution of a prefab name. Okay, so that should look up the recipe for me. And it should print out that it found it. So find where the name is that. Okay. And then I've got wood already. And then I've got flint already. I just need to make up some shit for the rest of these, so just use empty string for the ingredient, empty string for the name, empty string for the description, like that. Okay. And when I'm feeling creative, I can write something cool in there. Do a little research. So that should, when it loads up, rename all my arrows. I'm going to do Bronze Scalder. Charred wood, I think. We're going to make it so you can build all of these with wood for now. Except for the flint one. Okay. We'll call that Bronze Gondor. Call that Chitin. No. Carapace Gondor. Call it Bug Gondor. Charred Gondor. Fire Gondor. So making your thrall do fire damage because you shot him with a fire Gondor kind of makes sense. Flint Gondor we got. Frost Gondor. And we'll just modify the damage type temporarily so that when you have a thrall, you can have him do specific damage. It'd be cool to have him like suddenly start doing pierce damage and suddenly start doing slash damage. But we'll see. Needle Gondor. Glass Gondor. Poison Gondor. Silver Gondor. Okay. This isn't going to hold, is it? No. Oh well. Whatevs. Okay. So I'm going to leave the rest of the resources alone for now. And just see if it can make the arrows. Set the description, find the recipe, and print the recipe. Okay. I gotta stop saying that. It's not my new catchphrase. Right, this window is coming up off screen, which I think is kind of crappy. So let's set defaults. Pause. Oh, come on. Hope I'm not too bitchy tonight. I haven't been feeling great. Not seeing anything about recipes in here. Yeah, I don't see anything. So it's like really not printing anything. So that makes it sound like it's not. But it should say that it hasn't found them. Could not find. This is failing, maybe. What is this? This is object db.awake called object db available. Available. He croaked. I keep bumping my mic. All right, so what happens here? So I call change arrow. Okay, tries to get a prefab. If you couldn't find it, okay. And if it doesn't print anything, it means it should print something. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. I'm just looking for yellow text and it wasn't yellow. Oh, we got a big week coming up at the bakery. Thanksgiving is going to be redonkulously large bread order. As we're going to the farmer's market, we've got tons of bread there, and we've got tons for the bake shop at the actual brick and mortar, and then we've got pre-orders for people. And the thing about pre-orders is people wait till the last minute to get the pre-orders in. So I don't even know tomorrow how much I'm going to be making next Tuesday. That's just a long ways away for a lot of people. So probably not going to sleep great because I'm going to be all stressed out about work. What is that? Why do we care so much about our stupid jobs? More than likely what we're doing is we're getting somebody else money by working. So why does it matter to us so much? Alright, so I have a wooden Gonda recipe, I have a Gonda recipe. So let's try... Oh, I want to look at the text. Where's my list of cool... Oh, here they are. I don't know if this is legible, but it logged all this stuff for setting the arrows. Silver wood, obsidian, all that stuff. So that looks like it worked. Does that mean I have renamed arrows? Spawn arrow obsidian. That's what it says. Glass Gondar. Yeah, so maybe so. Can't make it because I haven't touched obsidian. Let's try spawn arrow flint. Okay, I got the new item, but not the recipe. So I need to touch flint. And feathers. Feathers. Recipe? No. Why not? To make a... Whoops. To make a flint. Recipe arrow flint requires wood, flint, and feathers. Yeah. I need to touch wood, do I? Got wood. Spawn arrow flint. Still no recipe. Oh, probably need a level 2 workbench. Duh. Boom. Boom. Flint Gonder, Frost Gonder, Glass Gonder, Iron Gonder, Needle Gonder, Poison Gonder. All right, well, that all seems to work. So now let's get crazy with ingredients. So I'm going to make everything require wood. Be upgradable from a station level 0. And what if I say no crafting station? What does that mean? Does that mean arrows can't be repaired? Does that mean I can do it on my body if it doesn't require a crafting station? Let's try. Maybe. I don't know. So I'm availing myself to some modder resources out there now. There's a Discord channel that looks like it's moderated by two guys that really know the shit out of modding Valheim. Specifically, there's Azumat, who's made like a half dozen or more really good mods, like really good, professional. And there's a guy named Margumus, who really seems to know his shit. So I'm going to reach out to those boys as I get more fancy with what I'm doing here. So what do we got? Nothing. Wood. All right, so it's not showing up in that list. I bet I need the crafting station to show up because it's not. Let's see. Okay, drop the arrow. Get up. Fire Gonder. All right, so I'm getting them all now. And I can craft them. So no crafting station means you can do it right on your body. And they all just take wood. Okay, so that works. I think for this mode, it might be handy to just have them all craftable on your person and not require an elaborate crafting station setup. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense to have to build as you play, and then when you unlock materials, you unlock upgrades, and then you have access to the arrows and all that. But I like the idea of them showing up here so you can do it in the field. I have a sense that you're pretty much always going to be moving in this mode. You're going to have some thralls out there. You're going to be doing something. You're going to take a break to craft, but you're going to be going fast. And you may need quick access. So initially, I think I'm going to leave them as craftable here. So I guess I can make them without... Like, I can make a frost arrow. Yeah, without... There's 20. 20 may be too much. Maybe I want to do stacks 5 and then require 1 wood or 1 ingredient or something. Because having to prepare to have the arrows on hand, I think, is a good idea. Arrows heavy. No, they're super light. Full stack arrows would be what? 10 pounds, kilos, whatever. 10 weights. So I ostensibly can fire this if I were allowed to fire arrows at all, which I'm currently not. So let's look at that. All right, so the arrow firing code does 2 things. When it's hit, I check to see if it's a wooden arrow, and I don't do any damage. So arrows do no damage. This needs to be any arrow. Then there's, if something gets hit by an arrow, I need to see if it's a wooden arrow, and if it's not a wooden arrow, just ignore it. This I need to change to be any arrow. I think there's one other bit, which is if I go to attack, I patched something in here to do that. If you go to actually do an attack, it says, nope, sorry, can't. Humanoid start attack. Okay, so this is part of the attack sequence and the animation. So it plays the start attack animation or plays the animation and then calls this. And I need to make sure that I don't do anything if it's an arrow. And I think I can look for anything that's got arrow in it. But I think I'd rather do something like public static boolean is arrow. And then pass in the string name of the arrow, which I get from what? Which I get from the ammo name. So let's call that ammo name. Right? Ammo Nazmi. We'll just do it, make it like dumb and explicit right now. So if it's any of this stuff, wood, fire, frost, lightning, poison. It's the name of the ammo. Wait a minute, I'm changing this name, I think. If ammo is unequal to null and is arrow ammo mshare.name. Yeah, I am changing this. Ignore it. All right, so I think I'm going to do instead of all this crap because it is no longer called what they were called. I'm just gonna if ammo name contains Gonder, because they're all going to be called something Gonder, and it's an arrow. Let's call that is magic arrow, is thrall arrow. Contains Gonder. Can I do a case insensitive? Match case, something? No. All right, well, whatever. Is thrall arrow. So anywhere that I check for an arrow to be used, I can just say is thrall arrow. So if item equals is thrall arrow, wait a minute, what's this equals with ordinal ignore case? I'll do that. So if is thrall arrow item dot m share dot m name, oops, and return, right? And then I'll do that string comparison with that. Case insensitive compare. Where did I stick that function? It's like way up here. Yeah. So if ammo name equals Gonder, like that. That way if I type it in wrong or change the case, I'm okay. I think the D in Gonder is actually a with D with with a bent top and a little line through it. I forget what that letter is called, but it's an Old Norse letter, or just like Northwest European letter. Proto-Indo-European? I don't know. So yeah, anyway. So up here, same thing. So where is it? Is thrall arrow, item shared name. If is thrall arrow, item shared name return. That should treat them all the same now. Boy, you do develop a powerful thirst when you're talking a lot. I need to get a beverage. I'll do that in just a mo. Let's test this. I'm also dehydrated, pretty sure. Feel a little desiccated. Yeah, I just did a skin peel, and you know how you grab the back of your hand and pull a tiny flap of skin and wait for it to return to normal. And if it doesn't return to normal, you're super dehydrated. Yeah, something like that. All right, so what have I got? I got wooden gondors on me. I can't make them because I haven't touched them because I changed the code out from underneath Valheim. But now that I've touched one, I have the ingredients. Yeah, I'll take 5 wood. I can make any of them. I can select them, and I should be able to shoot them. No shooty? No shooty. Will wood shoot? Really? What's it trying to shoot? What did I bork? Let's try this. If ammo is unequal to null and is thrall arrow, then don't do anything. Correct. So is thrall arrow must be false. What's this? Oh, this is my monster AI update target. I don't think I need anymore. Right. Find enemy. Oh, I can fix the find enemy. I think I can make this smaller. This guy, find enemy patch. So I pretty much just pinch the code directly out of the Valheim source, like pretty much from here to here is pinched directly out of their function. And these are just guards to make sure I don't crash. I think what I can do is not do this, call the original function, do my little bit, and tack it on the end. That way, when Valheim changes their source code, I don't have to go and like I won't know why I don't have a bug, and I won't have to go back in their source code and pull their newest version of that function out. As long as find enemy still does find enemy stuff, then I can still override it to do my stuff, and it'll be a little more future proof, I guess. So I should totally do that. I'm looking for is raw arrow. Okay. So ammo name not equals contains, and I can't do it with contains, so that's the bug. I want a case insensitive dot. Let's do it this way. Ammo name dot to upper. Wait, to lower equals. Well, this is dumb. 2 lower equals gun ammo name contains under 2 lower and K. So the ammo name will be the full written out name. I'm just going to print it. Debug, log, warning. Okay, like that. So thrall arrow, let's run it and see. Then maybe I'll look at find enemy and see if I can simplify it. Oh yeah, I was going to get a drink. I will be right back. Hold on, I have an OBS scene for this. That. Okay, I are back. So thinking about this mode, more I think about Pacifist, it seems like it's going to be this kind of battlefield commander type thing, especially if you can't double summon bosses and turn a boss onto a boss. You need to build an army of somewhat durable creatures that are able to configure with the weaknesses of the boss. That means I really want to be standing back and like plucking arrows and like picking out specific enemies accurately. So it's like crude bow plus wooden arrow thing is, it's kind of funny that it's so hard, but oh yeah, I want to see if I can shoot. There we go. All right, so that's correct now. Can't shoot you because you're already charmed. If I switch to a charred arrow, should just do nothing, and then charm just like a wood arrow. Anybody? It looked like it did not damage him, but it also did not charm him. It ain't charming him. Why did I fuck up? Does wood arrow do it? No, something's amiss. Is thrall arrow checking ammo name wooden gonder, wooden gonder. Wooden charred gonder. Checking ammo name. So it's checking it, right? But maybe my logic is wrong on the code. Is thrall arrow. If ammo is unequal to null and it is a thrall arrow, return true. Oh, yeah, of course, my logic is backwards because I cut and paste the code. So when I look at this, if it is a thrall arrow, if it's not a thrall arrow, don't do anything. Otherwise, charm and all that stuff. So derp. Okay, so that'll all be fine. Now what do I want to do with recipes? Let's look at that. Pull out all this garbage. Leave the status effect skeleton in there. Say basic arrow overrides. Check that in. So now I was trying a bunch of crap earlier, failing. I left all that failure off stream. I'm going to leave this failure for you guys. We may end up with a status effect for most of this stuff, which means if you zone, you teleport, you relog, you're going to have to reapply all your stuff. That may be a hardship, but like storing state for all this stuff, I have a way to do it. It's just it'll be kind of twiddly. So the flint arrow. So once I hit something, and he's not charmed, add to charmed list. So I think if he is, okay, let's think about this. So if he is charmed and it's not a basic arrow, then I still want to apply something, but he's already in the charmed list. So I want to apply an effect. I need to detect if it's the basic one. Which I use the word wooden. So if he is charmed and it's a non-wooden arrow, what do I want to do for that? I feel like I need to get a little more fancy with this stuff. This thrall arrow. Maybe I need to create a table of arrow types and do this legit. Like I just built a big table of sorts. So wood arrow, it has these ingredients, it has this effect, it's whatever, it has an identifier. I don't do all this string comparison crap, and I just use IDs for everything. Probably should do that. But for the sake of brevity being the soul of wit, I don't think they're talking about this. I will just do a quick check. So if he's already charmed, don't do anything unless, and let's call that arrow name. So if it's not a thrall arrow, blow it off. Otherwise, do all this crap. And if it's already charmed and arrow name dot to lower contains wood, then don't do anything because it's already charmed and it's just a wooden arrow. But if it is charmed, let's see, if not charmed and contains wood, okay, this is what I want to do. It's not charmed and it's a wood arrow, then charm it. Otherwise, apply Galder effect arrow name effect apply Galder effect arrow name. Yeah, there's got to be a better way to do this. I need to come up with IDs for like what the specific thing is I'm doing and not just be doing string compares everywhere. The sauce is weak. Public static void string arrow name. It's going to autocomplete. Microsoft Copilot's trying to make me program for me, honestly. And it thinks that I want to add these. It's just making stuff up. It's AI powered, so it's, retarded. So apply Galder effect. The wood arrow doesn't have one, but everything else does. So let's just go with flint for now. So if I'm shooting him with a flint arrow, I need to know the target of the effect. So like Galder effect arrow name to the hit char, right? So that would be character hit char is unequal to its char equals null, nothing. Otherwise, if it's a flint arrow, and it's just making stuff up here. So let's do hit char dot mseman seaman status effect manager, add status effect. So some known thing. I would add, say, let's call it stone skin. That's actually not too bad. AI, well done. But I don't want to register it yet and do all that stuff. So I'm going to look for a status effect that already exists. I've got a name hash. So what add a status effect name hash. Is there another way? But like a status effect, I can do all kinds of crap. And if status effects can add all sorts of status changes and buffs and all sorts of stuff. So I think this is the way to go, at least initially. So name hash. let's look at code, Valheim code, and see SEMan add status effect. You can do it by type, or you can make one and then pass it in, or you can pass in a name hash and it will look it up and do it. And add status effect with name hash. See who calls that. I bet it uses get stable and status effect burning, which is get stable hash code. So yeah, we'll do that. So back in my code, if I can find it, add status effect. It's int hash. I just pass that in. So it'll add status effect burning, which I think is valid because somebody in their code does that. Burning, freezing, smoked, tarred, wet, soft death. I wonder what that is. Anyway, I'm not going to get distracted. All right, so if that should, a flint arrow should add a burning effect through the status manager if I did that right. So let's see if I did that right. Put a little debug print here to say that we got called. Come on, Copilot, make up some cool shit for me here. Gonna do it? Nope. Where are you, AI? Okay, plug alter effect, arrow name, mname, and then add status effect returns a status effect. If SC is unequal to null, then we can say we made one. Let's see if it'll give me some easy code here. SE dot, we'll print the status effects name. What else? SE dot message timer, attributes, flash icon. Oh, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. Start effects, time to live. Print the time to live, TTL. So at this point, if there's anybody out there in the ether who wants to anonymously press the thumbs up button on the YouTube video, that would give me some idea whether there are actually people out there without telling me who they are. And that would be encouraging. I'm not actually hoeing for like higher positioning of my video in the algorithms or anything, because I'm not really worried about that stuff, but there would be a way of like saying, yo, and of course if you're across the room, because this is running on a Bluetooth headset or streaming somewhere else and you're just kind of half paying attention, I totally get it, don't worry about it. I just thought it might be a fun way to see if they're humans, because I have this theory that like half of the numbers on YouTube come from view bots, Russian view bots. Okay. Okay, just shooting one causes it to appear in the recipes. That's interesting. I guess I just have to produce it in the world. So let's see. What am I doing? I'm doing what's that stuff called? Flint. Why do I not see one called Flint here? Am I nuts? Iron needle, fire, bug. Why is there no Flint one? Oh, because no, I don't care about workbench. What the what? Oh, because I have a Flint requirement for it. It's the only one that's not requiring just wood. Okay, there we go. So I guess the theory is that I actually have to have flint to make one. Because I actually tried to, yeah, okay. Well, at least the stuff is working the way it's supposed to. When I hook it all up, it'll work. Flint Gonder. Let's make some. Okay. Alright, so you're charmed. I'm gonna hit you with the flint arrow. And you caught fire. Perfect. It's just a status effect. You're not getting harmed. That's fun. So that really means I can use arrows to put status effects on stuff. I have easy access to all this stuff that's already available. Cool. Well, that works. So I need to build this as a proper list. I really think I need a data structure here to manage all this crap. Otherwise, it's going to be a bunch of dorky string compares. Oh, I was going to look at the find target function. Now find enemy, right? So my theory is that this is a prefix function. So my theory is if I turn this into a postfix function and I let the function run normally, I get to come in at the end and put my thumb on the scale. So I don't actually have to do all the enemy finding. Is that right? Or do I? Well, I'm changing the way it's computing the character. Oh no, I can't do this. Derp. Because I actually compute the distance from the player and not from the enemy. So I don't want it to run. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. All right, well, screw that then. I don't need to do any of that anymore. I'm confident that works, so I'm going to remove that. I only got one more like. I don't know if that means that somebody heard me say that and hit like or not. Okay. All right, UKG folk. You know I love you, but I don't know who you are. That's fine. I don't have to know who you are to love you. Try to love everybody. Everyone that I've met and haven't yet met. And especially the people that annoy me and challenge me and wind me up, because those people, I love them the most because they're my teacher. They teach me patience. They teach me where I'm stuck. They teach me about where my triggers are. so that I can understand myself better and fix those things, or at least get used to the poison when, like, okay, I'm going to go off on a completely unrelated tangent here. And if there's anybody listening, I apologize if this isn't your bag, but there's a woman at work that works for me who just hits my buttons, and she does it she does it in such a way uh, that it makes me feel stupid and then get defensive. And it's just her manner. She's got her own challenges. But like when I was a kid, it triggers something from when I was like 8. Um, some sort of defensiveness. I thought about this a lot. I have a long commute and I have a lot of time to think about it. And so she's in my life to teach me not to be poisoned by my 8-year-old self not having the skills to cope with the world. Even though like the when she says and does certain things, that I get this emotional response that makes me want to just like start cracking skulls together and climb on a mountain of corpses and fire a machine gun into the trees. It just kicks in, and so it's not her fault. Certainly, she's not has no idea about any of that. It's all on me. I'm the one that's reacting. I'm the one with the fucked up wiring. Um, so she teaches me, but my God, it's hard. That's hard work. So I love her because she's teaching me those things. So anyway, okay, I'm done with that. That's some spiritual shit I'm dropping right there, and that's it's good work. It's miserable being a human being sometimes, but I think we all want to do it a little better. So the question now is, do I want to reorganize all this data into something that doesn't make me quite so offended by myself, or do I want to leave it? I am going to leave it for now and just make the one ingredient required. What is charred wood anyway? What's it called? That's an item prefab. Charred wood. Is it wood, charred, ashwood, right? Blackwood, is that what it's called? Wood hardened by fire and ash. That, I think, is the material. Blackwood, it's called. Let's see if there's a prefab for it. Blackwood, yep. So it's item Blackwood, or the prefab name is Blackwood. So Blackwood is charred wood. Carapace. It's probably just called carapace. Yep. Fire arrow. What's the material for that? Probably just resin. Flint's flint. Frost is freeze gland. What's a freeze gland called? Freeze gland. Okay. Iron is iron. Needle is needle. Right? Needle. Obsidian is obsidian. Poison is, what should poison be? Let's look at the recipe for poison arrows. It's wood, obsidian, feathers, and ooze. So ooze, I guess. What do people think of when they're trying to make a poison arrow? Oh, I don't have what? Obsidian? Oh, I don't have ooze. I guess ooze makes the most sense. Silver and wood. All right. Now I can test that these needles, or these arrows, do the thing. they need to do. Let's look at what needle is called. Just needle, I think. Recipe arrow needle, mace needle, arrow needle, Durger needle, mace needle, needle. Okay, cool. So in this list, we should see. I can just put in a string saying what the special status effect would be. Should I write these now? Let's see. A bronze arrow. What's a bronze arrow do? I don't know. It makes you even harder. Makes you talk like C-3PO. I don't really have purpose for most of this. Something, what makes you do more damage to your enemies? So fire do fire damage. Needle do pierce damage. Bronze do what damage? Obsidian slash? Cut? Silver does spirit damage probably. So I want to make effects that cause not the enemy to burst into flames, but to actually do have a damage modifier on what it does when it attacks. So we've got flint. That one hardens you like stone. So let's do something that makes your damage increase, just like physical damage. And I think probably right after flint, the next thing you're going to get while you're playing is going to be a bronze arrow. So I probably need to make it that. So bronze is thralls bulge with inhuman strength. Does bronze make you bulge? Inhuman? They're not human. Not even close. I'm going to say thralls bristle with new strength. Okay. So that'll increase the damage output. Flint will reduce incoming damage. So we'll call this one flint skin. And this one bronze strength. Or something. So we set these up. So already we got flint skin, we got burning going. I need to make a flint. Oh, this is going to be messy code, man. I'm not at all happy about that. Let's see if we can do it. Since I don't have any of these status effect registered with Valheim, I'm going to see if I can make them myself and just add them. So rather than add a status effect based on a hash of something that exists, I know that works. I am going to pass in a status effect that I just made myself. So it's status effect, reset time, item level, skill level. So I can throw some additional parameters in there. That's kind of nice. Let's call that skin effect. Right, like that. Add status effect. Yeah. SE flint skin effect equals new SE flint skin. Now, I'm ignorant to how this is actually handled. I'm not going to look at the code and try to figure it out. I'm just going to plow ahead like a javelina with my head down and just try to make it happen. Flint skin effect is created right here. I add that, but I do want to know what destroys that object. If I add a status effect, can add to a list, remove status effect, remove from a list. So I guess it's going to fall out of scope after it gets removed. So I'll just forget it. Cool. Let's hear it for languages that do garbage collection for you. This one will be flint. That means I'm bronze is the other one. Okay, so flint will do flint skin, create it, add it to the character, and use default settings. So now I can set up what it does. If m character. So there are some things on this class that I can do, like modify armor, modify armor mods, and that just gives you a flat increase to armor value, I think. Modify armor mods, armor. All right, I do want to see how Valheim uses this. So SE man, modify, what else can I do? Walk velocity, stagger. Make certain things, certain arrows cause enemies to stagger things. Could be interesting. So like you want to keep, if you're fighting something big and you send in a bunch of necks that are all set to stagger it and they're pounding it from all sides, keeping it staggered, then your grayling or whatever can shoot it with or punch it with a needle. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how these things combine in gameplay. I should probably draw a picture at some point. So block stamina usage, dodge stamina usage. Those are both good things for stone skin. Would cause my thrall to be much harder to set off balance and keep them in the fight, which is probably good. But right now I just want to modify armor mods, damage mods. What is this shit? Apply armor mods? Modify, oh, modify armor mods. Modify, where is this anyway? It's in the base type of status effects. Where's that? Status effect. Status, there it is. Modify armor mods. Okay. Which does nothing in the base class. And it doesn't have an implementation in the SE manager. Does anything do something like this? SE shield. I mean, I should probably just use this one because it works. It's a damage absorbing shield. Let's see how it does its tricks. Let's see, setup. Nothing. What's it based on? Just status effect. Undamaged. Applies modifier to the hit of 0. It reduces it. Total damage is how much damage the hit's going to do. Then it adds that to the damage that it's tracking. Does it apply modifier 0 to the hit that comes in? and then it creates a hit effect. What's this about? Apply modifier 0. Oh, it just zeroes out the entire incoming hit. Well, it's a short-term thing, so maybe I should just use this. It's way OP, but if it's only on for like 10 seconds. Hmm. Total absorbed damage, undamaged, is done. So it's done is called to check to see if it's done. If the damage that it's tracked is greater than the total it wants to absorb, then it does a break effect and tries to skill the thing up. Oh, if level up skill on break, it's true. So I'm guessing SE Shield is used for the player mostly, but I don't see anything in here saying that it can't be used for anything else. Undamaged set level. Time to live per item level. So based on it scales the total damage you absorb based on the skill level it gets passed in. And it makes the effect last longer. Is that what I said? It absorbs more damage. And get tooltip string. I wonder what calls that. Is that for the UI to display the status effects? Probably. Definitely a player thing. Used by item drop get tooltip. No, this is for the UI to item stand, get hover text, item text, add active effects. Oh, maybe it is for the player display. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. So SE Shield is what I want for that. There's a health upgrade function. Who makes an SE Shield anyway? Nobody. It's not exposed to anything. So if somebody's making it, they're just not saying. They're doing it by a string. I can't look. So what do? Make one? What's the constructor look like? Setup character doesn't do anything. Takes the default values. I could call set level on it. So this is interesting. I could use the archery skill level of the player to set the level of the effect that the arrow has on the thrall, or I could skill the thrall up as he's out there fighting. And I like this idea because then if he broke and you'd been using him for a long time and he got super skilled, he would be a harder thing to he would kill you more easily. So you'd have to work harder to either charm him or take him down. Or you could keep him around and take him against a boss if you skilled him up. So maybe I use his skill level, or maybe I should like add stars to Thrall if you keep him around and he skills up. I don't know. I think for right now we're just going to go SE Shield. That probably means there's a string that it's got in this effect manager for shield. There's not. All right, so let's try that. Let's make, okay, so I'll be fancy and I will make my flint skin derive from SE Shield. And then I'll do exactly jack shit to it. And it'll just automatically inherit all that good stuff. And then if I don't like some of that good stuff, I can override it. And so for a strength buff, let's see if there's something like that already. SC rested, SC frost, SC burning. Demister could be interesting. Like to put like if you're fighting in the Mistlands and you shoot a carapace arrow at your thrall, he clears the mist wherever he walks. That could be funny. There's a stats. Oh, this one would be super useful. So it's a stat modifier. So for the bronze, I want him to be stronger. So what does SE stats let me do? Oh, Jesus, all kinds of stuff. Modify attack, damage modifier. That's pretty fun. All right. SE stats. What's the knit look like? Lets you increase stamina and health over time. It does all kinds of stuff. They already wrote all my code for me, man. It has startup effects. It'll do a heal effect. Can temporarily modify the skill level of the creature. Can make him jump better. Modified jump. Base jump times jump modifier. Oh, it just like scales up his jump velocity. Well, this is the only one I need then for any of this. Trick is to figure out how to configure the dang thing. Let's do SE stats. Who else uses that? Surely this is used all over the place in the code. It's used in other status effects as well, like rested and wet. The spawn system uses it. Get status. SE stats. Used for pheromones. I admit I don't understand how pheromones work. I mean, I understand how they work in real life. Okay, well, I'm just going to stick the base one on and see what happens. So SE stats. So if it contains bronze, do the same thing. SE. What do I call it? Bronze strength. I'm not doing anything to increase the strength. So I should probably do something like, oh, strong strength effect. Strength effect. SE status effect. Strength effect. Dot. Modify attack. No. Attack. damage modifier equals 10x, baby. So we can see it. SE stats damage modifier. All right, let's look at SE stats. M damage modifier. Let's see who uses that. Modify attack uses it to hit damage. Modify. If skill equals modify attack skill or modify attack skill equals skills all. I think we want to use modify attack skills equals skills all to modify all damage. That's pretty cool. You can modify just like fire damage or spirit damage or whatever. It's a pretty powerful system if and it works. Why is it complaining? Where? What did I do? Oh. All right. Error name. All right. Okay. Let's try it. Okay, third person, thank you for liking my stream. Whoever you are, I love you. But I still feel the need to see other people. Yes, I just vaped. For those of you that can hear the sound of vape. You can hear it like somebody hitting a vape when they're streaming. Like that, right? And then they talk like this when they've got vapor in their larynx. They sound all... whatever that is. Alright, let's make a flint arrow. I add a materials requirement to... I did. So I want to... shoot you, nothing happens. Alright, got my new arrows. I can make a fire one. But that one doesn't do burning. I haven't done anything with it. Yeah. So I need to spawn a piece of bronze. And then spawn flint. I think it's 5 of them. Okay. Flint Gonder. Bronze Gonder. Well, the recipes are working. I've got my charmed guy there. Let's hit him with flint and see what happens. Punch. I didn't see an effect. Did I get a message? Throw ammo under invalid hit char. Alright, so maybe that didn't work. They're going through them, aren't they? They're probably affecting them even though they're going through them. Let's try a bronze arrow. Ammo name, bronze, okay. Bronze strength must be instantiated through the scriptable create instance method. Alright, so it's not working because it's saying that it's got to be instantiated through the scriptable object create instance method instead of new SE bronze strength. So this is a message from, I think, them telling me that I'm not making that right. Okay. can do that. So I'm not doing new, I'm doing scriptable object, create instance, class name, or type, or just do it like this. I think that's the way it means to make me create it. Whoops, SE bronze strength. Okay, so now I'm making them that way. It's going through the character. Excuse me, it's going through the character, which means it's not going to hit him. Set the arrow to 0. Projectile collider. I want to see apply Galder effect. I want to debug message there. Something like hit by arrow name, hit char.name, mname, char.mname with arrow name, and then apply Galder effect would be applying Galder effect arrow name. Oh, it's already saying it. I didn't see that happen. So if it's not charmed and the arrow contains wood, then do this. Otherwise, if it is charmed or arrow name doesn't contain wood, it has to be charmed though. If it is charmed, do a couple things. Oh, okay, I want to do it this way. If he is charmed, then we're going to do manipulate the charmed character. So the first thing we check to see is if arrow name contains wood, in which case we charm him. So, but if he is already charmed and the arrow name doesn't contain wood, we hit him with a projectile and then we'll figure out what to do. We'll do that. If he's not charmed, then do nothing. That's what we want. So if it doesn't contain wood, then we apply a Galder effect. I guess I want to print something here in add status effect to see that something happened. The set time goes false, item level 0, skill level 0. That's fine. Name hash is going to be, okay, that's fine. I think if it's not equal to 0, I could edit it and it'll print something. So I'll just put status effect applied. I want to do that for any time it does any of them, which means SE yeah, any of these can can generate an SE. So I'll say status effect SE is null. And if SE isn't null, then somebody made one. And I'll print out what it was. Okay, try that. How long have I been doing this? Two hours. That acted like he wasn't charmed. I think I borked my logic. Yeah, I'm recharming him. Good Lord. Okay, so what did I fuck up? I need to look at that code again. He's already charmed. Apply charm, add to charmed list. If he's not already charmed, I want to see if it's wood and add him to the charm list. If he is already charmed, I want to see if it's wood. If it's not wood, and then apply the, there's a better way to do this. It's not contains wood, then do this thing. He's not charmed, charmed with wood. If he's not charmed and it doesn't contain wood, we ignore. If he is charmed and it doesn't contain wood, then we apply the effect. All right. Derp. Kind of want to do this for another 5 hours, but I think I have to be up at 5 in the morning, so probably won't. Doing math to figure out how the latest I can be asleep and still function. All right, this should do nothing. Good. All right. Dev commands. Spawn bronze, spawn flint, spawn 4 more bronze, and spawn 4 more flint. Pick it all up. Save. Make my arrows. Actually, I think it'll save here. Can't. Alright, so you're charmed, and I'm going to whack you with what? Flint arrow first. Alright, did that affect you? Status effect applied. That says 0. Apply status effect Flint, Gondor, enemy Grayling. And it printed 0, and then it printed status effect applied 0 with a blank. Status effect, so it's this was not equal to null, so the name is 0, and the TTL, oh, the TTL, time to live is 0, and the name is blank. So maybe the TTL needs to be modified. The defaults must be filled out by something in Valheim's code. So, Who references one of these stats effects? Based one off of shield and one off of stats. Yeah. Puke does it. Damage modifier. Wait, what am I looking at? SE stats is used in I don't know where it creates one though. This is just all like, I want to see where it adds one. I need to add it. I need to look at where SE man add status effect is called. This one. That's used by do non-attack. This one's already created. Where does it create them? Weapon shared trigger effect. No, that's something else. It's an effect list. Block attack. SE man. Block effect. Add status effect. Perfect block status effect. This is some of that call to arms stuff. Perfect block status effect is already created. So where do you get created? Signed by nobody. I don't know when Valheim makes these things. Add status effect. These are already made. I want to see it initialize one somewhere. It's a good place where maybe wet gets applied. Let's see, where does SE wet get applied? SE cozy. Let's try wet. Yeah, there it is. Okay, instantiated by nothing. Used by, exposed by. All right, well, that was helpful. How about cozy? Instantiated by. No one does instantiation on these. SE man. Create. SE man. Internal add status effect. Name hash. Get status effect. Name hash. Status effect. Oh, it's got them in a list already or something. Maybe I should do the same thing. Pull it out of the list that's in SE man. No, these are my custom ones. I can't do that. Well, maybe I don't understand how any of this works. there's that function, that setup function. Setup. Yeah, but it's already set up. Like all these values are already set by something. Like let's look at Cozy. Cozy has a delay of 10 that doesn't initialize anything else. On enable? No. I don't know how this works. Puke has a remove interval and a remove timer, so that's not initialized either. Remove timer is never set to 0. Is that default to 0 maybe? For stats, what does stats do? Stats, reset time, startup effects. Setup, time to live. So I guess I want time to live to be a thing. Because tick interval, yeah, time is 0, sends a message. Tick interval is health over time ticks, stamina over time ticks. Where's TTL? Nowhere in there. Okay, so it's set up by time to live at the beginning of the effect. Yeah, I don't know how to poke the right values into this. So at health up front, it heals you immediately. It gives you stamina immediately. So there's no like modifiers apply mods. These are the damage modifiers, the different damage types. And those have to be set up too, because those are stored here too, right? Yeah. No, I make a damage modifier object that has it. Okay, this is pretty complicated, but it seems pretty powerful. Hit defaults. Where does it set this object up? I don't actually know. I think I'm just making a blank object and it's just got no juice. Clone. What am I in? Hit data? I don't want that. So I think time to live, if I at least set time to live, it'll do something. So if I've already added it, reset time, set level. If not, can add to a character. Okay, that's override. Can add. Okay. Time to live. Let's just do that. So strength effect m time TTL equals, I guess, 10 seconds. Let's go 30 seconds. Strength effect dot m wind movement modifier. Raise skill. There's all kind of noise modifier. Oh, that's interesting. I can do a status effect on one of my creatures to make him silent and send him in and kill a deer. Attributes, add armor. Yeah, that's the one I want for up there. Well, I'm modifying the attack skill. All attack skills get a damage modifier for 30 seconds. That sounds like, if that works, will be what I want. Skin effect at M. Armor. Absorb damage. Or do I want, what do I want for flint? Flint skin. Damage. Damage modifier is complicated. Total absorb damage. Flint skin effect at M damage. This means what? What is M damage? Shields M damage effect. Damage, if damage is, oh, that's what it counts up the damage into. So damage world level, absorb damage 100. So it's already got a value there. What am I doing? So I just want to put a time to live on it. And skin effect MTTL equals 30. There's a way to do a particle system too, I think. Start effects is what? An effect list. FX Thunderstrike. Is that legit? Start effects is an effects list. An effects list has a list of prefabs. I'm getting distracted. So I can, when it hits, I can like do a buff particles something. So if this lands, I want to hit him with a bronze arrow. and then have him kill something. Go to land. Apply, wait. Apply Galder effect, bronze, Gondor. Enemy Grayling, checking ammo name, bronze Gondor. Invalid hit char, it says. I mean, I already hit him with it. Status effect applied 30, so it's saying the time is 30. Alright, so something may have happened. Let's go see you hit something. Follow me. Pig over here. So the strength buff, you should plow that pig pretty hard if it's working. Come on, do something. Would you? Would you mind just hitting something for me? Pigs are messing me up, man. All he's doing is getting knocked around by the pigs. Can you not attack anymore? That was useless. Alright, so if I try to hit him with a bronze arrow and he's not charmed, what happens? Okay, nothing. That's right. I may change that. Wait, that should have been a charm. There it goes. Okay. And now I'm going to buff him with... Oh, wait. Hold still. Alright, so I think you're buffed. Yeah, wooden... Oh, I'm not sure that told me a lot. Oh, I didn't have my bronze arrow. Oh, I used up all my bronze arrows. Alright, so now your armor buffed. It says... Checking ammo name, flint Gondor, charm. Wait. Effect applied 30 seconds. So maybe he won't get insta-dropped by a neck. Lion pig. Well, derp. I'm going to do a bronze arrow, which makes him attack harder. Okay, let's get the bronze arrow. Wait, first I have to charm him. Alright, I saw his hit. Now, hit him again. Oh yeah, he hit harder. I'm pretty sure he hit that guy pretty hard. Spawn. Grayling. You one-shot that guy? Oh yeah. He's a badass. Take out a full-grown gray dwarf? Oh, not like that you can't. Alright, I'm going to make another super god Grayling. Alright, you're gonna get strength buffed. Wait, you gotta get charmed. Yeah, I don't know if I want to have wood arrows required to be charm things. I think maybe just any arrow that's magic will charm when it hits. Alright, I see the damage you can do. Not very much. Okay, now you... Alright. Wait, no. Charm. No, hit me. Hit me, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Alright, so now... buff damage. Oh yeah, he can one-shot. So let's buff his... There we go. So now we buff his damage he can take. Put another dwarf out there and see how this goes. Hey, this kind of works. It just needs to be more visible somehow. Yeah, he took a full-on hit. He tanked the shit out of that. So he took 100 damage. Let's see. If you're 10x damage, can you kill a... What do you do to a troll? Let's find out what you can do to a troll. You're charmed. On frost troll. Trophy frost troll. What is it? Troll. Frost. No. Trophy frost troll, but what's the troll called? I forget. I should know this. When you spawn a troll, I thought it was just troll or frost troll. Prefabs. Prefab list. Troll. Yeah, it's just troll. How did that not work? Oh, because I was trying to do frost troll. Alright, so you have... Hey, you died. What's wrong with this test pattern here? Let's try troll on troll action. That would be a little more evenly matched. Okay. Another my troll. See what a troll hit does. Okay, a little tiny bit. Let's buff this guy's armor. So you should probably tank one. Yep, totally tank that. Now let's make this guy a 10x. Ooh. Took him down like a little under half. Yeah, alright. Cool. Well, this shit all works. I just need to find some way to indicate it. That some effect is active. That's pretty cool. That's easy, actually. I can just poke in the values I care about. Give it a timer. See, 30-second time to live, so it should probably be expiring soon. Let's see if his mega damage is expired by now. Yeah, it totally is. Alright. Yeah, he's barely doing any damage to him. I hit him with an arrow. Mega damage. Yeah, 2-shot. Cool. I don't want you anymore. So is there an arrow to release him from charm? Is that too fiddly? Like if you shoot him with another wooden arrow, he toggles off. And then you could accidentally hit the wrong one in combat, and you would lose your captain, who you buffed and you leveled up. I don't want to do that. Should be some intentional way to uncharm him. I wonder what that could be. Go up to him and go, "You're uncharmed." That follow distance thing is working pretty well, though. The run speed when trying to catch up to me thing. That working? Yeah, he pulls up on me when I'm running. But alright, he follows there when I'm walking, and if I'm running, yeah, he climbs up on my... Okay, that's working. Be cool to have him like flanking you and running slightly ahead if you've been running at a certain speed for a certain time. Be kind of fun. Alright, how much time do I have left on this Chuckleberry? Looks like 200 seconds, so that's a long time. What can I do with a troll friend while I'm waiting to test? I could test his swim speed if I can find the water. Mira la agua. La agua está aquí. Alright, now this is not real water. This is poopy backwash. Backwater. Boat in here anyway. I don't think he's going to end up swimming in this. I think it's too shallow. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's fairly deep. This away, friend. This is still walk speed, though. He's not swimming. Go to there. Look how the carve spawns backwards. Doing over there? You're not being sad in the water, are you? I don't want that. Oh, there goes his charm. Aw. Let's see him swim after me. Alright, so now I want to make a mega grayling that can just hose that dude without getting slammed. I don't think 100 armor is enough to tank more than one hit. Let's make a gray dwarf. Yeah. Okay, you're my friend. 30 seconds, you are strong. And armored. What do I put you up against? A brute? No, Grey Dwarf. Grey Dwarf Elite. Okay, what can you do against this elite? That's not much of a tank. Okay, you didn't do jack. So I think it's working. I don't need to test this anymore. All right, what if I turn him into a mega tank? So for 30 seconds, the damage absorb damage is set to say 500. So he's pretty beefy. Can I do a modifier to incoming damage? Can I add a start message? Your skin hardens like flint. Hit char.name hardens like flint. And I don't know if this will work. So for strength effect, start messages. Bristles with fury. And a 10 damage modifier. Let's make that 100. So we can have a Grayling one shot. Yeah, a Grayling one shot of Brute, maybe. I'm not sure I'm actually testing anything. I think I'm just playing at this point. I should figure out how to get a particle system on him. Because the arrow does go through him because I ignore the collision with the enemy's collider when I've already got a charm guy and I give him an attribute. So I should probably stop the arrow. Alright, this guy is going to get seriously beefed up here in a second. Bronze and flint. Okay. We will make you strong. We will make you tough. I don't see any message being printed. So there's more to that message thing than meets the eye. Oops. Grey Dwarf Elite. See what you can do, Grayling. Paste him, dude. He's right there. Oh no, he didn't tank shit. Did I not do that right? Jesus. The worst. Come on. That would be a perfect time. I get killed. Jesus. Oh, I did that backwards. Then let's buff you and get a troll out here then. And then. Okay. Let's see what you can do against the troll big guy. Decent damage. Tanked the hell out of that shot. Tanked a overhead log shot. Tanked a third shot. Damage there, now he's taking damage. His damage output is not substantially better. What did I set that to? Damage modifier 100. I wonder if it's capped. This works. The start message does not. How does the start message work? Let's look at the code. Start message, status effect, start message, message type. Oh, maybe I have to set that. I'm sure I do. Oh, no, it's set to top left by default. So who sets that? Status effect clears it. Yeah, it's initialized the top left and it's set to empty. Start message, stop message, repeat message. Character message, start message type, start message. If start message isn't null or empty on setup. So that should all work the way I thought it was gonna. Flint. In effect, start message type equals message type center. That'll be obvious. Length effect. Length effect, start message type center, yes. Wonder why the damage modifier of 100 didn't do anything interesting. It's initialized to 1. Yeah. So it's used on the incoming hit damage to modify. This is just a straight multiplier. Physical in all like damage types. So that should work. Is he just not doing much damage? Let's try 1,000. I want to see messages and I want to see Grayling take down a brute. Whoop. That was not pacifist. I don't know how pacifistic it is to manipulate all the enemies around you to just blast each other in the face. It's indirect. It should be trophy coward. Okay. Okay. Let's make our arrows bronze. Oops. Bronze, flint. Save. Just save. There it goes. Strong. No message. Tough. Okay. Oh. All right, let's see what you can do. Oh yeah, you're strong. Well, no message though. That's weak. Let's see what a Grayling can do against a troll. Not much when he's dead. Oh, too late. I almost got God in there. I wonder how that message works. Maybe if it's on the player, it does the message. No, it's on the character, but I wonder if it actually displays anything if it's not the player. Looks like on the character it's just empty. So that's why it's not showing up, because this is overridden by the player. And so when you put a status effect on the player, it shows something in the HUD. Okay, well, I know that now. So let's try to put a particle system on it. Flint skin effect, an M start effect. Effects is new effects list. Effects prefabs is new game object. This doesn't look right to me at all. You can see how they do start effects in the actual Valheim. Right now, this guy. Start effects is effects list. Let's see who sets that. Trigger start effects, status effects. That's the constructor. So trigger it, create at the character's location. Start effects is already set up. Create start effect instances. Something sets up the start effects. Does SE man start with a, or SE stats start? No, I don't, probably not. Effect list. How do I? Okay. New effect list. Ragdoll effect list. Log effects. Yeah, I don't see where this is actually configured. It's getting poked from elsewhere. I bet a lot of these values Unity sets up in their editor, and all this stuff gets assigned. And so when you create one of these guys out of an archive or a bundle, I guess they call it, those values will get initialized and poked in there. So it's not all done in code. And so I can't can't control that. I can't find an example of it. Maybe we can ask the AI. Let's try it. What's the status effects list? Set effect harvester armor, set effect root armor. Fodder has a status effect. Anyway, what am I looking for? A prefab that is a, where's the effects? There's no, it's not exposed. It seems like it would be a prefab effect. Impact effect, a tree log, animation effect, effect area. Would be a good effect. Fireflies is a particle system. What am I spawning here? getting a prefab for FX stone skin. I don't even know if that's a thing. So does everything start with FX? Yeah, there we go. That is an audio source, a ZFX, and a ZNet view. So yeah, okay. So let me try one of these. What did it say? Stone skin. FX stone. Stone skin. Totally not a thing. FX. Let's find something fun. Bat death. That's a pretty bloody effect. So let's try getting that one. Get prefab is going to return a game object. Effect prefabs is not, though. It's an effect list. New effect list. So how do I, an effect list has an effect data on it. So new effect data. New effect list dot effect data. Effect list is a effect prefabs. Create effect list at a position. Scale variant. Effect prefabs is already there, so I have to set that up. So I have to set up the effect prefabs has effects. So an effect list. Effect prefabs is a list of effect data. All right, I'm doing this wrong because I don't know what I'm doing. So effect. Okay, start effects is an effects list. So I'll just make a new effects list. And then start effects that effect prefabs is new effect list. No, it's new list of effect data. So then I make a new effects list of effect data. Like that. Okay. But I can't set it to anything. My effects. Effect list, my effects equals new effect list. Okay. My effects prefabs equals. I just need to pull a prefab from somewhere. Object DB and pre instance object DB dot instance dot m pre. Where am I getting prefabs from? Get item prefab What do I want? What do I want? I wanted FX bat death. Instance. Quick prefabs is an effect data. Was new effect this dot effect data prefabs my effects dot prefab add item. Getting lost in all these data structures. Effect prefabs is an effect data object, but a list of them, an array of them. Equals like this. Okay. So my effect prefabs, a list of effects data is I create an array of effect data. Create an array, instantiate an effect data, initialize its values to contain bat death, attach, and no random rotation. Enabled is true. Let's try some other stuff. Scale variant. All right, that's all good. I'm sure enabled is already true. All right, so I created effect prefabs. Then I want the start effects to be assigned to my effects, like that. Then I add the status effect, and I think that will start the. Pretty sure that starts the. Clone it, set it up. Trigger start effects. Effect instance start effects create. Yeah, okay, so it should start it. All right, so you want to see bloody bat guts. Let's see bloody bat guts. Where did I put that on? I put that on Flint. All right, I think this is probably my last official act of the evening. So after 9 p.m. here. I've been streaming for non-zero hours, coming up on 3. So I got 10 minutes for 3 hours, but it feels like it's about right. You're attacking my workbench? What was that? Was that before you woke up to who you were? Just lashing out this one. All right, so Flint. Okay. Whoops. Bloody bat guts. Praying. Nothing. Oh, okay. Not surprising considering how complicated that setup was and how many places it's probably failing. Okay, well that's cool. I can figure that out. We'll put particle systems on these guys. What I like about the status effects is that they automatically refresh if I want them to. But I think if I zone away and they unload and then I come back, it's not going to be on the guy. What did I say I wanted to do with this today? Let me check my list. Create fancy new arrows, done. Add toggle pacifism so you can play other modes with pacifist rules. Well, that's kind of easy. I'll do that real quick. All right, static. Public bool is pacifist. Return m pacifist enabled. Okay. What we'll do is we'll set up trophy game mode. Yeah, we'll put next to the game mode. Static public bool pacifist enabled is false. Okay, so now trophy game mode pacifist. Oh, trophy pacifist. What I'm going to do is everywhere in the code that I check to see if I'm in pacifist mode, like for rules and whatnot, I'll add this text. Say is pacifist. I'll set charm timer. Game mode is pacifist, so just is pacifist. Okay. Recharm if is pacifist. Trophy pacifist game. All right, that's when you're actually selecting that game mode and not just the rule set. This is if you're selecting the game mode, and that's the game mode. And what's this? This is the game mode. Calculate biome bonus score if you're in that game mode. Yep. Okay. And bonus. UI position. Yeah. Drop percentage. All right, here we go with on death patch. So here's where the functionality comes in. I want to replace that with is pacifist. So I'm separating the game mode from the behavior. Here's the game mode. Jog speed is the behavior. It's the behavior. Okay. Monster AI is the behavior. Find enemy is the pacifist behavior. And the default items is, I'm just going to do that for everything. The damage nullification. The attack start, attack disable. The character recharm. That's the behavior. That's the behavior. That doesn't do anything. Wood arrow charm. Almost done here. This is the arrow upgrade. Okay, so Pacifist is the game mode. Pacifist is the text that says Trailblazer. Why does it say that? Bug. Okay. Okay. I haven't looked at all this before. Scoring. Trophies. UI. Biome bonus. All right. So now I need to add a button to the front screen. Okay. That front screen. Where do I do the change mode button? It's called toggle mode, change mode. No, change game, toggle game mode. Add toggle game mode button. There we go. All right, so that's where I add the toggle switch game mode is what I call it now. So I need to add a new button and a click button. Add toggle game mode button. Where's that called? Right there. Add that transform. So here's where I set up the logo. I draw the logo text. Add the toggle game mode button, then I add the Discord. Okay, so add toggle pacifist button text object transform. So we're just going to type all of this. Call it, wait, grab all that. Cut and paste programming. So there's pro mode here. Add toggle pacifist button. Okay, toggle pacifist button. KK toggle pacifist button. Yada 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 toggle pacifist button text. Toggle pacifist. And the color of the background will be what? All that's bullshit. Doesn't do anything. Navigation doesn't do anything. White image, white background color. Okay, so it's a white background color if I want it to be gray, or if is pacifist green. Nick. The button will be gray until pacifist is on, and then green if it is on, isn't on, and green if it is. Toggle pacifist button text. Then I need to add a button click listener, just like this one. I'm going to call it toggle pacifist button click. KK. Then we'll toggle game mode. Solid do. Toggle pacifist. Toggle pacifist. Pacifist. Okay. M pacifist enabled equals not pacifist enabled. That's all that got to do. Toggle pacifist. Okay. Did I not rename the function, or did I rename the wrong one? I renamed the wrong one. Oh. I fucked that up. That's white. Game mode. Moist. Game mode. What did I call it? Change game mode. Switch. And this is pacifist. This stuff is, whoops. This stuff is still garbage. Pacifist, pacifist. Toggle pacifist. Okay. Color is green or gray. Did I make that white again? Yeah. Where do I want to move the button? I'll move the button to the right for pacifist and move it 140. That's not going to be enough. Okay, yada, yada, yada. Toggle pacifist button click. And I mixed those two functions up exactly backwards. I'm going too fast. I'm too tired. Pacifist. KKK. Looks like that might mostly work. Find out right now. All right, it's over here off the side. It doesn't redraw when I click it, so I don't know if I clicked it. So I need to fix that. It's too far over. So we'll move that more. That 170, move this one. Then when I click it, I need to do something like ask it to redraw itself. So how do I do that? Set it 30, I think. So toggle pacifist, but click, toggle pacifist. Oh, I don't have the button anymore. It's this thing. Button dot set 30. 30. No. Toggle pacifist button. Dirty. Set. How do I set that element dirty? Rect. Dot dirty. Nope. I don't ask it to repaint itself. I really just want this button to refresh. Button dot hide show. Text on click add listener that. Erp. Add listener that. And that doesn't pass anything to it. So I think I want to take this thing, make it global. Set it when I make it. And then on the click, if I have that thing, then I want to do something to it. Hide. No. Active. Set active. False. Set active true. Maybe that'll wake it up. I don't know how to do this. I should look this up. Yeah, that didn't do it. Let's ask Google, how do I get Unity to redraw a button? Force a Unity UI element to update. Layout rebuilder, force rebuild layout immediate. No. 100% not doing that. Set all dirty on the image. On the image for the, what is target button? Button. Oh, it is the button. Looking for a dirty. Knew there was something like that in there. Knew it. So I don't want that at all. This can be a game object. Getting tired, man. Oh. Okay, now I want to save that cool ass button instead. Toggle pacifist button. KK. Unity engine.ui.button. All right, so I've got my button. When I make it, I set it. And then set the listener on it. When I click it, I come over here to its image and I set it to be dirty. All right, so let's see if that updates. My apocryphal watchers are dropping off. I think I peaked at 100 watching now, and now it's 82. That's still a shitload of people if they're actual human beings and not just a little periodic process in a cloud somewhere that's keeping the video alive or something. That did fuck all. Am I actually... Is it actually doing anything? What if I set the text? I'll put an error on there. Oh, it's 9:30. I'm overrunning my time limit. Okay, clicky get message. Oh, clicky crash. All right, toggle pacifist button click called. Null reference exception. Toggle pacifist button click line 5664. Oh, so image is null there. So let's not do it with... So I think it did change the mode, but... Toggle pacifist button. Okay. So this is now called button image. But I want this to be called toggle pacifist button. This to be called toggle pacifist button image. And this is a UI image. What was it? Unity engine.ui.button. Oops. Button. Yes. That's that button. This is the image I want. I know this image exists because I make it. Color's gray, color's green. Image. There's probably some way to like make a rectangle and say all the stuff on the screen underneath here is gross. Redraw it. I don't know how to do that. Toggle. It's getting clicked. Just not refreshing. This is dumb. I don't like it. It's bad. I'm pacifist, but let's move that over 50. Well, that didn't work at all. Thank you, Google. Thanks, Obama. How do you force a custom inspector? How do you force a button to withdraw? Force immediate layout update. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. This is that layout rebuilder thing. Force rebuild. Okay. 404 on the docks. Layout rebuilder, force rebuild layout, immediate. UI.layout rebuilder. Layout root. The layout element to perform the layout rebuild on. Force an immediate rebuild of layout element and child layout unless affected by the calculation. Mark layout for rebuild. Mark layout for rebuild is on what object? Layout rebuilder. So can I just like on the root of what? Like game object? Am I back to that again? So this would be something like Unity engine.ui.layout rebuilder.mark layout for rebuild. Button image. No, it takes a rect transform. Dot rect transform. I bet this doesn't work. Be nice if it did. At least it's fast to test. I don't have to launch anything. Nope. This is bogus, man. Okay, what's the rect transform for the... This is the rect transform. All right, let's store that off. Pacifist button rect transform. Okay. No. Okay. Rect transform. Rect transform. This guy. Toggle button. Rect transform. Mark layout for rebuild. There's something that was even more like draconian than that they were saying don't use. Force rebuild layout immediate. That sounds more brute force and more promising at the same time. All right, try that. Rip/hack. Also worked not. What do I do when I switch game mode? I do something, right? I rebuild something, or I just like redraw the text, like change the text already in the thing. And so maybe I'm doing too much work. All right, undo that. I'm going to undo all this stupid crap I've been doing. Blah, blah, blah. Change button, try to transform. All right, what did I do before that? Expose that. All right. So I'm back, baby. So now what I'm going to do is just change the button text to something else. Toggle pacifist. Button text. So what am I doing here? I'm doing that to this. I'm saying you are now called member variable pacifist button text. Oops. Why did that not work? What's happening? Pacifist button text. Okay. Okay, now when I toggle it, and then I set it to text equals if is pacifist. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's do that. Bold pacifist on. I'll set the color to no, I don't like this. It doesn't say whether pressing it turns it on or pressing it turns it off. So if is pacifist on, they click it and then it's pacifist off. I don't know, that seems kind of weak. Okay. Vaping. Vaping's so douchey. Pacifist off, pacifist on. Look at that. It's just that easy. It's game mode, pacifist on, pacifist off. I need to set the other tech. Oh, this is all wonky. I need to fix this. Oh, whoops. Logged out of Discord. Boink. Pacifist on, pacifist off. No, not off. FF. So let's try it. Let's try Blitz and Pacifist. Let's see, Blitz. The world modifiers will be wrong, but the game rules will be right. No build costs. Whatever. So I should be in pacifist mode with my character who has a bow and arrows, loading into a world. Okay, yep. So he's not charmed. So I should be able to do two things. I should be able to charm him. Nope, I killed him. So pacifist is not on. Pacifist off. Pacifist on. Off. I moved that to 40. Did I? No? Okay, I undid something in there. So I shot him. That means that it didn't think pacifist was on. So I press the button. I toggled it. If it is pacifist, it's showing what it currently is set to, which is on. Toggle on. Okay, that's right. So where is pacifist? Okay, I'll have to do that too. Charm enemies on death. Okay, run speed factor, update AI, find enemy, give default items, damage patch. Okay, if the attacker is the player and we're pacifist, is pacifist, return true. Wait a minute. Means do things normally on damage. If pacifist, if not pacifist, return true. That's the bug. In start attack patch, if it's not pacifist, return true. Okay, so I flip my sense. Awake, if not pacifist, return otherwise, do the charm stuff. Okay, this one doesn't matter, but whatever. All right, if wood arrow charm, if it's not pacifist, do the default behavior. If it's collider, okay, so I just flip these all. Okay, if what's this? Change arrows. If not pacifist, don't do any of that. Otherwise, do. All right, so that's it. All right, this will be my last official act before I end the stream. Thank you for watching, anybody that's a human out there. And thank you for watching if you're an AI bot running in the cloud. In the former case, I like it more. Let's make a new blitz. New. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. New. Let's see. Cool. Well, a pretty productive session tonight. All in all, I did make fancy new arrows. I hooked up a bunch of stuff. I got status effects working and looked at that and saw how that worked. Basically, I got the basic functionality in. I don't know how to do particle effects. I don't know how to handle status effects timing out when you unload a character after going through a portal. But I have a good start on all that. I need to figure out, I need to rewrite that code so that it's not a bunch of string compares spread over a bunch of functions, and I have a table of data that I can look up for all that special arrow crap. So that's to do. I got to figure out what the actual gameplay I want for all that crap is. What else? Yeah. So it's really just going to be, okay, blitz mode engaged, but I should be in pacifist blitz mode. I don't have a bow. That's going to, but it doesn't matter because I'm in blitz mode, so I can just build whatever the hell I want. Yeah. And all my arrows are showing up. That's a good sign. I can build all that shit for free. So this is the intersection of blitz and pacifist. And I need a hammer and I need a bow. I just need to make my, yep, all my recipes are here. My workbench will go here somewhere. My skills are high, so that's working. Pacifist Blitz. I wonder what that plays like. I'll give myself a resounding shackle because it's right under my finger. Alright, so I have charm arrows. Let's get a whole stack of those bad boys. Then let's get a stack of flint. Stop it. And a stack of stop it. Bronze. Guy's gonna totally kill me here. Alright, there's only one guy. Alright, wood arrows. Charm. Nope. Need a bow. My bow is a good bow. Fine wood. 7 hit points. 4 hit points. Come on. Hey, charmed. Alright, so pacifist mode works in blitz. It's gonna severely... Let me make sure I can't hit anything. Where's my workbench? There it is. Getting killed by angry boar. Blob bomb frost. Why not? Oh, hey. Let's see, go boom. Well, that'll be fun, turning people loose with the very, like, Saga Pacifist and Trailblazer Pacifist and Culinary Saga Pacifist. I'm just going to have a quick seat. 6. We want wood arrows. God, that bow is so much better than the crap bow that I had. What was I going to test? I was working on something, right? So here's something I'm curious about. I can't attack with this. Yes, because it's pacifist. I can't throw my vial of vile crap. Working as intended. Okay, let's use these crazy arrows to buff somebody up and turn them loose. Do I still have my boar? I do not. I was killed by other boar. Yeah, so this picking the arrow to charm with kind of thing kind of isn't great. Okay, and then I need to put this on him, make him strong. Storm. Okay, let's go do some damage, buddy. Look how fast I run. Holy crap. Come on. That'll do, pig. Let's go harvest a bunch of necks. What? How was that? Alright, time to make an uber neck. Something looks like it might not quite be right. Alright. I should have an uber neck now. Anybody around here? There's one. Come get me. I am here. Kill me. Oh yeah, he's out there doing God's work in the pond. Swim speed's working. Look at that. He's a little torpedo. Come back to me, pig. Or no, little necky. Well, I think this mostly works. There's probably an edge case or two that's a little bjorked. You gonna come over here? What are you doing? He's going after another neck. Should be 50 meters away, though. He should leash to me. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. Alright, I'm far enough away that you should leash back, buddy. Coming back? Kind of doesn't look like he's leashing. Or maybe I'm not 50 meters away. I think I broke leashing. Find enemy. Find enemy. Oh yeah, I did break leashing. All right, they're fixed. Okay. Added pacifist toggle button. All right, that is it for me. That was kind of fun and productive. Did a bunch of things with some stuff and yeah, paved the way for new gameplay for Pacifist Mode. Would be fun to try to get an army together to take down a boss, but I would want to set the strength effects up from something to something higher than 30 seconds and add a status effect visual so I can see which ones have which powers. I think it would be hard to organize an onslaught on an Eikthyr without the ability to tell what you've done to who. You know, maybe that's I change the color. Maybe I add something to the health bar or the HUD. Yeah, it's going to get complicated. So anyway, that's what I've got for today. So thank you to all of you who came to watch, and thank you to anybody who's going to go back and watch this. I actually overheard somebody saying they wanted to go back and watch my VOD, which kind of blows my mind because, you know, this magic is not exactly stimulating. Oh, look at my cool OBS scene that I've got for ending the stream. Maybe I should make this a little nicer. Thanks for watching. Oh, Jesus, what'd I do? I put a little heart there too. Thanks for watching. There I am, an armored horse. His oats. Look at this top quality content. accoutrement. Venus. Okay. Okay. There we go. So thank you, and that's it for me, man. I'm gonna go collapse. Have a good day, everybody. I hope you're well. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to each other.